Historically, employment rights or opportunities have been affected by gender. Gender equality is achieved when all people enjoy the same rights and opportunities across all sectors of society, including economic participation and decision-making, and when the different behaviors, aspirations, and needs are equally valued and favored. When it comes to gender, people may have different beliefs when it comes to gender roles, gender stereotypes, and gender expression. However, employers need to be careful that they are not assigning responsibilities or policy requirements to individuals based on these perceived beliefs. And employees need to be sure that they are not using someone's gender, gender identity, or expression, or any other gender-related item to treat individuals differently. As more states enact specific harassment and discrimination protection laws related to sex and gender, the Federal Supreme Court has upheld the definition of sex under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act to include gender identity, transgender status, and sexual orientation. That means that these attributes should not be used to decide job placement or to allocate company benefits, nor should they be used in conduct that could cause a hostile environment. To work towards inclusion for all, here are some gender-related terms it is important to know. The term gender refers to one's sex assigned at birth. Gender identity is an internal understanding of and identification with one's gender. This may be the same or different than one's birth gender and can be fluid for some. The term transgender is a general term that refers to a person whose gender identity differs from their gender assigned at birth. Gender expression is a person's gender-related appearance or behavior, or how one presents their gender to the world. As with one's gender identity, this may appear to match one's birth gender or may not. Individuals should not assume that they know one's gender solely by their outward gender expression. Sexual orientation refers to the gender to which a person is attracted. Non-binary refers to individuals who do not strictly identify as male or female in the traditional sense. Some other common terms are genderqueer, agender, and bigender. As can be seen on the previous slide, there are many different aspects that come together under the umbrella of sex and gender. So it is important not to generalize about the characteristics of an entire group based on one aspect of their gender. In addition, as these aspects of gender may not be visually determinable, you should not make assumptions based solely on visual cues. To close, here are some tips you can use to ensure gender inclusivity in your workplace. Challenge your unconscious bias. Do not assume someone should look, act, or talk a certain way based on their outward appearance. Use a coworker's preferred name and pronoun. When new employees are hired, their preferred name and pronoun will likely be all we know them by. But if a current coworker transitions during employment, it can initially be difficult to make the switch. By continuing to work towards properly referring to them using their new name, gender, and pronoun, it will not only get easier, but will show your coworker the respect they are owed. Don't only focus on their sexuality or gender. Differences between you and your fellow coworkers may seem to jump out to you, and it is beneficial for you to notice. But these are not the only things about these individuals. They may be more similar to you than you think, and focusing only on their differences can add to divides within the workplace. Understand the difference between personal values and workplace behavior. You may have a value or belief that objects to someone being part of the LGBTQ community, but being polite and respectful to coworkers does not mean you abandon these beliefs. It just shows that you can separate your private values from your expected workplace behavior. And lastly, demonstrate respect for all. Your gender identity, sexual orientation, or any other gender-related issue is completely separate from your ability to perform the necessary roles and responsibilities of your position, as it is with all other employees as well. Require yourself to treat all of your coworkers with the dignity and respect that you expect to be treated with as well.